So, BYOMAKESH. So, can you please give a brief introduction about yourself?
Sir, my name is BYOMAKESH SATAPATHY. I'm a computer science graduate from CET Bhubaneswar. My native is Jagatsinghpur. I did my schooling from Sri Aurobindo Institute of Integral Education, Khandagiri, Bhubaneswar. Then I did my +2 science from BJP Junior College. I completed BTech in Computer Science and Engineering from CET Bhubaneswar in the year 2011. After that, I was placed in TCS Bangalore. I worked there for around 5 years. Gradually, I developed an inclination towards civil services. That's why I left the job and I started preparing for civil services. In 2018, I was selected in Odisha Taxation and Account Service. So currently, I am posted as OTS officer in Bhubaneswar. And this is my 5th attempt and 3rd interview. So
BYOMAKESH, already you are a civil servant.
yes.
You are doing that. So, what did you think that you need to do extra if you improve your rank and gain a different service? What are the extra things you can do?
So primarily, when I started preparation, my goal was to go into administration because in the administration we have a multiple variety of work and it will give a broad spectrum to work in. As of now, I am very happy in my job. In the previous job also, as a software engineer, I did good work there and I enjoyed my tenure. It was a great learning experience. Now also it is a good experience. However, I want to better my rank and go into administration so that it will help me in working in multiple domains. As of now, I'm working only in sector of finance and taxation. So that is my concern.
So you have also worked in the IT also, in software engineer. So what do you think that what are the people are now after the COVID, they are not in a mood to join in the office. They want from the work from home. Do you think that if people are doing work from home, the productivity will be less, or what are the challenges if someone is working from home, and what are the benefits?
Yes, sir. This work from home concept has multiple dimensions. If we come to the benefits, firstly, there will be a lot of time saved, which is wasted normally in cities like Bangalore or in Mumbai. Due to huge traffic, lots of time gets wasted due to traveling only. So that time can be efficiently used in improving productivity. So that can be the primary benefit of work from home. Moreover, for people like whoever have certain family responsibility, they can simultaneously manage their work and family, and they will be in a good mental state to perform better. Apart from that, there are negative sides also. Like for some projects, there are people sitting in multiple cities working together. So there can be lack of coordination, and sometimes team building activity also needs to be done. So if all the people are in one place, it can improve communication and team building, and it can help the organization.
So what are the job responsibilities you have right now in your class?
Sir, I was posted as additional CT/GST officer in Bhubaneswar 2 circle, commercial tax and GST officer. So our work included like taking new business entities who are potential taxpayers but not under the tax regime. So unregistered survey is the first thing where we go to the place and we see whether that business entity needs to be registered. So one first primary activity is to bring the potential taxpayer into the tax regime so that efficiently tax collection can be done and it can improve in nation building. Secondarily, like once they are registered, they need to discharge their tax liability in the given deadline. So we need to see the returns, whether they are filing the return, and after that, once they are filing the return, whether they are filing nil return or they are discharging their due tax liability. Suppose one entity is doing business in crores, but the tax he is paying is 0 or 100 rupees. So that is not appropriate prima facie. So then we need to see why he is not paying the tax. So that return scrutiny will do. the tax he needs to be paying and what he is paying. So that differential, if it is not collected by the government, we need to send notice, we need to intimate them, and then we need to order demands so that we can recover that tax liability.
So what as a like as officer, so what things government should be or what steps need to be taken to like to fight against tax evasion or tax evasion?
So nowadays, actually, we are coming across a lot of cases where fraudulent tax payers are getting registered. They don't have any existence in the physical place. However, due to manipulation of documents, they are creating some fake Aadhaar or fake electricity bill, fake rent agreement, and getting registration. And after that, a lot of false bills are being generated, and huge amount of ITC, input tax credit, is being passed from one fake taxpayer to another taxpayer, and that is completely a loss to the government. So to evade those things, we have created, the government has created a lot of systems. For example, one module is there, BIFA, Business Intelligence and Financial Analytics. So in that case, there are existing systems in the computer so that we can check the evasion and we can curb the tax evasion by the fake dealers.
Okay. So we have fifth largest economy now.
Yes.
Out of 9, from the 9th position 2014 to 5th position, and we are by ambitious target of 5 trillion economy.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that this ambitious target can India achieve this target?
Yes, sir. I believe India can achieve the target if we harness the demographic dividend of India, along with adopting to the new technologies like artificial intelligence and trade. If export is promoted and self-sufficiency is achieved by Indian economy, then definitely we can reach to that height. It is quite achievable.
So you are talking about the demographic dividend. But India is a rich demographic dividend. How can we reach this demographic dividend? Or government is taking any steps in that direction?
Sir, government is taking many directions in that aspect. Primarily, we need to build the foundation in terms of education and healthcare. Once education is promoted among all the children who will become the next generation, and we empower them to stand on their own, then definitely demographic dividend can be harnessed properly. Along with that, like whoever is currently in work, we need to update their skill set to the global standards so that India can also progress.
So ease of doing business. So ease of doing business in Odisha also doing great in ease of doing business.
Yes.
Also a lot of development. So tell me what are the needs to be improved in this area or what, so that we can get more investment in Odisha to improve our GDP condition.
Yes, sir. Sir, to talk about India's ease of doing business, India was 142 rank in 2014, and from that it came to 63 rank. So it is a huge progress. And in terms of considering the economy of Odisha also, Odisha government has taken continuous steps in this regard. For example, Make in Odisha conclave was recently, the 2.2nd version of Make in Odisha conclave was organized. Along with that, Odisha is also has created O-Hub. So to emphasis on the incoming investment. Similarly, we have seen the Honorable CM have made various business persons in Dubai, in Japan, to bring more and more investment to Odisha. Many software firms like Deloitte, PwC, they have their presence in Odisha right now. So we need to bring together all the possible potential investors who can invest in Odisha. Along with that, we need to take care of the demography of Odisha. The people of Odisha, they can be empowered to work inside Odisha so that it can help.
But do you think that now you have completely shifted your specialization to something else. You are a computer science engineer now. You are taxation. Now you are trying to move to administration, like OS suppose.
Yes, sir.
How do you think that your computer science knowledge will help you in your future service? Where you can implement your knowledge, or how you can bring the transformation in the like the new countries?
Sir, if we see today is the era of computers. Digitalization has become the keyword. Everywhere in all fields, in general in all fields and in particular in governance, we can see use of technology in every field, be it healthcare, be it education. Everywhere we need computer knowledge. We need to adapt to the new emerging technologies, and along with that, we need to have a hybrid system, keeping the human intervention as well. So I think my knowledge in computers, my experience in TCS will definitely be helpful if I get admitted into services to implement all those new schemes.
Okay. So, we have bilateral trade deficit with China.
Yes.
Even if we have also trade in US. In US, we are in surplus, and
Yes.
China, we are in deficit.
Yes.
Why?
So the primary reason I think is service export to US. So although we have not that much surplus in terms of merchandise export, but due to service export, mainly in IT and IT ancillary services, BPM, business process management, all those things have given India an edge over USA. But in case of China, we are very much dependent on electronics items, and along with that, many reverse engineered projects items. So that for that, I think India's trade has become deficit with China.
So Russia-Ukraine war, India abstained from voting against Russia in the UN Security Council. Do you think that India is supporting Russia?
Sir, we cannot. I cannot see it in direct support to Russia, but India has its own national interest, and Russia has been a trusted ally of India. So whatever Russia is doing, India's point of view is that she is doing for its national interest. And there have been multiple times where Russia has come to rescue India in difficult times in international politics. So I think India's action is for India's national interest and strategic autonomy.
Okay. So many Western countries, they are actually giving the allegation that India is buying oil from Russia indirectly and funding the war. So what is your take on it?
Sir, my take is that whatever India is doing, it has to see the domestic requirement as well as the international scenario. So in this case, India is heavily dependent on imports of oil, and without Russia's participation, India cannot help to achieve its import targets. So I think that's why India is dependent on Russia. And as I said, it is India's strategic autonomy to pursue its national interest, and that's why it has have good relationship with Russia.
Why there is a violence in France recently?
Afghanistan.
France, actually. There is some violence going on in France.
Sir, in many European countries, we have seen rise of nationalist parties. So to protest all these opposition from the other side, there have been violence, but I am not completely sure about the France scenario.
So have you heard about migrant village program?
Yes, sir.
For what purpose this program?
Sir, as we see in India, there is 31% of urbanization, and most of the people, they live in villages. So once we empower the villages in terms of their sustainable economy, along with promoting the tourism. So for that, Vibrant Villages program will be definitely helpful.
It is in actually, we started in Arunachal Pradesh. Why Arunachal Pradesh in our border area like Arunachal Pradesh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, they have started there? Is there any specific reason?
Sir, it is extremely strategic due to border areas, so that's why government has initiated the
In border villages.
border villages. Yes, sir.
So you have university gold medal in that sense. Originally gold medal. Who is originally?
Sir, he was a tribal who got the BTech from the community first time. So, in his honor, this medal is named.
So you also get a certificate course in public procurement.
Yes, sir.
So public procurement. So what type of procurement you studied there?
Sir, it was a certificate course which was introduced recently. In the probation time, we did a certification course in this. So mainly procurement by the government agencies.
So
To
any portal is there for the procurement?
the GEM portal is there, government e-marketplace. Sir, I used to paint, and as a natural corollary, I developed interest for photography. And then due to photography, I traveled to good places with scenic views. So,
Who is the famous painter in Odisha?
Odisha, there are many painters. Right now, I'm not able to recollect the.
In India?
In India, starting from Avanindranath Tagore, there are many, Jamini Roy. There are many painters. I need to brush it up. I don't remember the names exactly, but
Okay. So,
What do you National Green Hydrogen Mission?
yes, sir.
That is the Council of Roy Government.
Sir, as we know, India is the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases. So, to achieve our target of net zero carbon emission by 2070, India is looking for alternative way to generate energy. So, green hydrogen mission is one of the component where we are promoting sustainable clean energy and to reduce our carbon emissions.
What do you mean by KPK?
KBK, Sir, Koraput, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Biggest city in our country.
Sir,
Fixed time in a row.
Indoors, sir.
Yes. Last time who received Dada Saheb Phalke Award?
Sir, I think I'm not able to recollect. I think Asa was playing.
Asa Borte.
Asa Parekh, yes.
What is the for IAR, BAI?
Sir, Indian regulatory
Insurance
insurance regulatory
Development Authority.
yes.
So PFRDA.
Pension fund PF regulatory development.
Who is the Sherpa to G20?
Sir, G20 Amitabh Kant was the sir.
And in your observation, suppose you are going to a shop and purchasing some item. Suppose one sanitary shop. He's giving a small bill, but he's not giving receipt. But when any individual who is working in the government is deducting tax from his salary. So many business people, they are doing business a yearly for, they're not at all giving any receipt, but it is not booked in their books. So they are not paying tax, neither that GST, not tax, not income tax. So what can be done?
Sir,
To avoid this
sir,
loss to government?
Sir, actually it depends on the type of business. If you go to a small kirana store, then he might not be following any proper accounting method. But if he's an organized businessman, he has to follow the standards that Indian government has prescribed. So otherwise, he can be penalized for that. And it depends on the amount, the turnover also. If he is bound to get registration under the GST regime, then if he's not taking it, then we can take statutory action against him.
Can you please want to see last question from my side? CG, you are from 2015 to 14.
Yes, sir.
Why there is a gap?
Sir, when I decided to prepare for civil services, I started with UPSC. Main stage, I could not qualify for the interviews. So for that 2-3 years, I utilized there. And once my attempts were exhausted, then I came to prepare for OPSC.
So, Aurobindo, can you please tell me some of the controversy of Sri Aurobindo?
Yes, sir. So Sri Aurobindo was one famous personality. If we see the contemporary Indian history, he was a strong nationalist in the Indian freedom struggle. In the early days, he did his schooling from UK under King's College, University of Cambridge. Then he got selected in the civil services also. He did not join it. He participated in the Indian freedom struggle, and he had a strong extremist cult of thinking, and he promoted Indian nationalism to a huge extent. And he was also a part of Anushilhan Samitis. He wrote Bande Mataram also. And in Alipur conspiracy case, he was tried. And after 1910, there was a transformation where in jail, it is said that he was visited by Swami Vivekananda ji, and then he transformed into spiritualism, and then he left to Pondicherry, which was under the France control. So there he established the ashram. It is known as Auroville, and then he promoted integral yoga, and he prescribed for the convergence of Western and Indian philosophy to achieve a enlightened consciousness in the human being.
So you belongs to Khordha?
Sir, my native is Jagatsinghpur. I did my schooling and my education was in Bhubaneswar.
So in Khordha, we are now recently seeing news, Paika rebellion should be the first one of the. So
Yes.
what is your opinion? Should Paika rebellion should be given the first one of independence? Can it be justified?
Sir, as an Odia, I will definitely support this claim. And if we, otherwise also, if we see the history, then Paika Vidro definitely holds the significance in terms of resisting British occupation. And it was not much written about. It was not mentioned in the history books also. I think a time has arrived where we can promote this as the first independent movement of India. And there was strong resistance by the infantry of Khordha to resist the British occupation, and the sacrifice of their efforts should be honored.
So you are belong to Jagatsinghpur. So after 1999 cyclone, super cyclone, so what changes you are seeing in Jagatsinghpur to combat natural disaster like cyclone?
Sir, I think 1999 cyclone was a turning point in terms of disaster management in Odisha, where around 10,000 people died due to this calamity. And now we can see zero casualty approach of the state government. So from that point to come to this point where Odisha's efforts have been appreciated in international stage, I think there is a huge progress in disaster management. And coming to Jagatsinghpur specific also, since it is a coastal district, it is very much vulnerable to cyclones and natural calamities. And the government administration has done a lot to prevent. We can see cyclone centers. We can see continuous monitoring in terms when any announcement of cyclone is done. So a lot of efforts have been given to manage people, to rescue people, and to prevent any damage to their lives or property.
Thank you so much. This